Hello everyone, my name is Matt and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I want to show you two more PowerPoints from Teacher Val and I's Grade 1, Semester 1 curriculum. So today I'm going to show you My Body 1 and My Body 2, which are lessons 10 and 11 of our curriculum. These lessons are really awesome. They're super fun and they're a great way to teach body parts and also big, small, long, and short, and then some quick sentences, questions, and a dialogue. And we've just created these two PowerPoints to make them as fun and effective so that your kids have fun learning in your class, okay? If you'd like to purchase these lessons, don't forget you can go to my website. You can easily purchase them there. You can put them together into a bundle. You can also go to my Teachers Pay Teachers store or to my Taobao store. Okay, I really hope you enjoy this. If you do, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. If you're not subscribed to Teacher Val's channel, go over and subscribe there as well. And yeah, let's jump right in and check out these PowerPoints. Okay, let's have a look at this PowerPoint. So as with all of our PowerPoints, we start with the classroom rules. We have a countdown and a little review of the previous few lessons. And then we jump into the new vocabulary words, because before we can teach anything new, like sentences and questions, we need to make sure the students know all the words. So we go through the new words first. We have a cool animation here, courtesy of Teacher Val. Thank you, Teacher Val. New words. I'll skip through there. And so we have head. This is my head. Hair. This is my hair. This is my nose. When you're teaching these, you can do an action for each one, just by pointing at them or whatever. Just something to get the kids to understand where these things are in their own body and associate the action with the word. That will really help. It'll really go a long way in helping them remember these things in the future. And you can imagine all the different games and stuff you could play in the future if you get the kids used to pointing or touching these different parts of their body. You can imagine that you could play lots of different games. Okay, so we have lots of different body parts here. Okay, and then right after we do that, we're going to play, say, the E word. Now, before I even play this, I will go over each one again. So they're here on the board. I will point and say each one again. So eye, arm, teeth, hair, whatever, for all 8 of these. And then say, think and say the E word. And you can draw an E on the board and see if they can figure out which words they are. You could play this as a game with the kids. You could just have the kids raise their hand. It's totally up to you. You'll have the flashcards. So you can cycle through the flashcards. And if they think it's an E word, they can raise their hand. There's lots of different ways you could do this. And then you can show their correct answers. Okay, so you have eye and ear. Okay. Same thing here with the H words. You can say all of these words again, one more time, and then same kind of drill. Okay, then show the answers. Okay, and then also you can drill the pronunciation of them at that point as well. Just a quick idea, you could say like hair, head, hand. And you can also do that while you're teaching the words in the first part of the lesson as well. And then we have a quick say game. We love a good quick say game. So what is number 1? Number 1 is I. You can go through each one and say them, and then you can play it as a game, okay, like this. So what is number 10? And then calling the student, number 10 is foot. Okay, what is number 12? Number 12 is arm, for example. You could also do like a really quick say game here just by saying the number and they say the word. You say the word, they say the number, then say the sentence, they say say the question as with the number, like what is number 8? And then they say the full sentence answer. There's many ways you can do this, okay? We're just trying to get them to remember these new words, okay? Next game here. We have choose the word. So they need to look at the picture. You can play this as a game, okay? As I've said in many of our videos, we designed the PowerPoint so that you can use it as you like. There's no strict way to play and do each one of these activities. You have lots of different options when you're in class with these PowerPoints of how you want to do it. You can experiment with different ways with your own students depending on the size of your class. It's just, there's so many different ways you could do this. Okay. You could always, instead of using the PowerPoint, you could write this on the board, put the flashcard and then write it. So there's so many different ways you could do this. You could do it, have them do it in their notebook. Open your notebook and write number 1 and then write the correct answer. So they write number 1 and then they have to write, is it this one or this one? Okay, and they do it for all of them. And then you go around and check, or they raise their hand and tell you, they raise their hand and spell it. Okay, there's lots of different ways you could do this. You could play it as a game where you have 2 sides of the board and you go through one by one. So the students are standing maybe a few feet away from the board with chalk, and then you say number 1 and they have to run to the board and then write the correct spelling for I. So EYE or EAR, okay? And whoever does it correctly can get points, okay? You could do that for each one of them. So the students can think and know what the correct answers are before. They're all thinking, they see the next one ready. They know number 2, it's 4 foot, okay? They're thinking about which one's the correct answer. They raise their hand, you bring them up, you give them the chalk, you say, ready, go, and then they go and do it. Or you don't tell them which one they're going to be able to do. So there's 1 to 6 there, and they come up, and they don't know which one they're going to have to do, and then you yell out 5, and they run to the board and have to figure out which one it is. Okay, how do you spell it correctly? And then they spell it, okay? So there's a bunch of ways you could do this, and then you can show the correct answers. Okay, so there are so many ways you could play games like this. We just try to design these PowerPoints so that you can experiment with different stuff in your class, see what works for you, and also just give you different ideas about how to teach your own lessons, design your own PowerPoints and stuff like that. All right, let's go on to the next part. Okay, so this next activity is spell the word. This is a spell the word game. So again, this could be, you could play this however you like. Before, if you played as a spelling game, they could see both words, both choices, right? And they just had to identify which was the correct spelling and then spell it on the board. Now you're showing them the picture and then one of the letters or 2 of the letters or 3 of the letters missing, okay, so that they need to run to the board and spell it correctly, okay. Again, you could play this to one student from each team does number 1, one student from each team does number 2, and so on, and then reveal the answers, okay, after everyone's done. It's a fun game, effective, helps with their spelling, helps with lots of different stuff for them to help them remember the words. Okay, now we have a drawing race. This is really fun. So you can split the class into teams if you haven't already, and then obviously get the board ready. You bring up 1 student from each team, have them stand at the back of the class, and then you call out one of the words, okay? You just say one of the words. The students have to run to the front and then draw. They have to draw the word as best they can, and then after they're done drawing, they need to shout out the word, okay? So kids are at the back of the room, you call out arm, okay? They run to the board and have to draw an arm, okay? And then after they're done drawing, they have to turn around and say arm, okay? Also have to turn around and raise their hand. Don't forget, they have to turn around, raise their hand, and then say the word, okay? The first one to do it gets a point. Games like this are very, very fun. The kids will be going wild during this game. So make sure that you tell them to sit nicely, be quiet. They're going to get excited, which is okay. But you'll have to make sure they don't get too excited. But games like this are really, really fun. If you do have them running from the back, you can, I wouldn't have them run all the way from the back of the room just to be safe. You can have them run maybe from 10 feet from the board, 3 meters from the board, then run. Otherwise, the kids might fall and, you don't want anyone to get hurt. So it's up to you. If you think there's enough space for them to run, then it's okay. But use your discretion, okay? Don't blame us. All right, so sentences and questions. So here you can do it as drilling. So this is my nose. This is my hair. This is my, head, whatever. So go through each one. You can make sure to say the full sentence for each one, okay? And then you do, these are my teeth. These are my hands. These are my eyes. These are my ears. Okay, so we're drilling, we're saying the sentences as many times as we can. After you've said them all, you can point on the board at them, okay? And you can have the kids raise their hand and tell you what they are, okay? So you can point at this one, call on a student, these are my teeth, okay? Point at this one, this is my hair. these are my hands. You can do it as actions. You can stand at the front and just point, and students need to raise their hand and tell you. Okay, it's just drilling, trying to get them to remember, this is my, these are my, okay? We have a dialogue, so what is this? What is this? You can show it to them like this. Have have students volunteer to give you the answer. Okay, see if they can do it. Okay, if you probably get some some mixed answers. Some students might be able to do it right away. Some maybe not. Some might just say hand. Then you tell them the full sentence. Right. This is my hand. Okay. Everyone says it together. Okay. What are these? These are my eyes. Okay. For example, you can drill a few like this. Okay, then we're going to play a game. The length of time you drill this stuff will really depend on how quickly you feel like your class is able to do it. You might want to linger on that slide for a moment. You might even, for something like this, for what are these, you can hold up flashcards at the same time. So after you show the answer like this, you can hold up flashcards with, with teeth, like stuff like this. So you can have them practice a few extra minutes before you go into the game. Okay, this is a dice game. This is up to you how you want to do it. The way we have it set up here is, students can roll the die, and then they can. So, for example, you bring up one student from each team, or I would bring up two students from one team and have them roll the die, and then one student would add, like, let's say they roll a 2. Okay, one student would say, "What is this?" And they would say, "This is my foot," or "This is my knee." Okay, if they roll 3, "These are my eyes." Now, if you want to give them points for this, you can have them roll the die the first time to say the sentence, and then they can roll the die again to to get points. Okay, so it's totally up to you. Let's say they roll a 5, you can say they have to ask, "What is this?" And then they have to say, like, "This is my arm. This is my hand." Okay, they have to do both. And that's another option. Or let's say there's 2 students, so one rolls the die, and then one has to ask, "So what is this?" The other one has to say, "This is my arm." Then the one who just said, "This is my arm," then has to look at the other one and say, "What is this?" And then the other student says, "This is my hand." That's another option. Okay, you just want to get them into a dialogue mode. Okay, so again, 2 students come up, they roll a 6. Okay, one student says, "What are these?" The other one says, "These are my teeth." Then that same student says, "What are these?" The other student says, "These are my hands." Then they roll the die again for points. Okay, totally up to you. Again, rules not written in stone. However you want to do it is totally fine. There are tons of different options for how you could do this. Another way you could do it is there's 2 die, right? So you could have one student roll one die, the other student roll the other die, and then they're holding their die based on what they roll. The opposite student asks them the question. Okay, then they answer with one of the pictures. Okay, or they have to say both of them. So what is this? Let's say the one student rolls a 1, the other student rolls a 4. The one student has to ask, "What is this?" The other student has to say, "This is my head, this is my hair," and the other student has to answer for 4. Okay, just options, not written in stone. Wherever you want to do it, it's just there to help you. Okay, then we have a drawing activity at the end of class. Students need to have paper and pencils or crayons or colored pencils or whatever. Then they have to draw their own body and then label each body part. So you can show them an example. They should draw and they should write everything. Okay, very, very, very fun. And that is the end of My Body 1. Let's go check out My Body 2. Okay, let's have a look at My Body 2. Again, we have the rules, a countdown, and then we go into a review of the previous lesson and then into the new words. Okay, so let's learn. Let's check out new words here. Of course, we have to have a little video intro. Get the kids ready. Thank you, Teacher Val. Okay, and then go into the new words. Okay, so the new words for this lesson are big, and you can do an action. You can show them big. This dog is big. Okay, you can even write big on the board. Then we have small. This dog is small. Long. Long. The green pencil is long. And short. Short. You can do short like this, long like this, big like this, small like this. Just make sure your each action is a little bit different. Okay. Now you have this game here. Okay, spot the different word. So you have big, small, long, and short. You can do the actions right before you play the game. You can drill one more time with each different one, with each different action. You can do the action that can say the word, just to make sure that they still remember. Okay, then you show them this. Okay, and they're gonna be like, what? What was that? And then show them again. Okay, show them again. Okay, see if they can figure it out. Okay. Okay, make sure they can figure it out. And then, you have students raise their hands and see if they did spot it, and then you can show them. Okay. Okay, so the yellow pencil is short. Okay, very, very short. Okay, once they get it, then they'll be on point. They'll be ready. So before we play, big, small, long, short. Big, small, long, short. The more times you say it, the better. Okay, so say it as many times as you can. Have the kids repeat after you. Do the actions. Have the kids say the word. You say the word. Have the kids do the actions. You can even play a quick action game, even if it's not on the PowerPoint, even if it's not something which is programmed or ready on the PowerPoint. You can easily do it in class just by doing actions and giving points. If you're curious about the point system I use, you can check out my channel. I have videos about how to gamify your class, classroom management. I talk about my point system. I think it's really useful, especially if you're not used to teaching large classes. Definitely go check out those videos. Okay, same drill here. They see the picture fly by, you show them again. Okay, see if they spotted it. Okay, then you can show them. Okay, and say the answer. So the ball is small. Okay, same thing. Different drill it again, say the words again, show them the actions, then have the picture fly across the screen, show them again, see if they can figure it out. That's a really obvious one. They're definitely going to get it. They can easily see. Okay, the dog is big. Sorry, my PowerPoint's running a little bit slow. It's because I'm recording my screen, so it's always messes with my computer. This computer is old. I need a new computer. Okay, same drill again. Again, you can barely see it there because of that. Okay. Okay, then show them the answer. Okay, say the sentence together. Okay, then go on to the next part of the lesson. Okay, so the next part of this lesson we're teaching sentences. So we have I have. Now for each one of these words, we should be doing an action. I have, and the kids should be following along, doing the actions with you. You can show them the full sentence. I have a big nose, okay? You can emphasize to them that means one, okay? Drill it a few times, then go to the next one, okay? And then very naturally do the same thing. I have a big hands. And say it as if that is totally correct. And I'm sure some student in your class will figure out that this is a mistake, and they're gonna wanna raise their hand and tell you that it's wrong and that you made a mistake. They're gonna be so excited. Okay, when they tell you the error, you can praise them and then be like, thank you so much. Okay, and then show them, yes, there's two hands. Okay, there's two hands. There's no, very good, good job. It should be, I have big hands. Thank you. Okay, then go through the rest. Same drill. Say each word, do the action for each word. Okay, okay, then go through one by one. Okay, have them drill. You can call on students to have them stand up, repeat after you. You can bring some students to the front, have them stand next to you, do it together. Okay, there's lots of ways you could drill this in class. Okay, then we're going to play the Who Am I listening activity. So in this activity, they need to listen and say the letter. So you're going to show them. Okay, you're going to click and listen.
I have long red hair, big eyes, small ears, a small nose, and a small mouth. Who am I?
Okay, and then they're going to raise their hand and tell you is A, B, or C. Okay, you can have them listen a few times if you want. Make sure they know. Okay, then click on another one.
I have short hair, big eyes, small ears, a small nose, and a big mouth. I have big arms, and I am short. Who am I?
Okay, and then you can have them say the letter, call out the letter. You could even have them listen, run to the board, and write the letter. Okay, if you want. So it's, as I've said before, these PowerPoints are, we've designed them so that they'll work in your class, but like how you want to actually use them is totally up to you. Okay, so you don't have to do them exactly as I'm telling you to do them. You can adjust them or use them as you feel will work in your class. Okay, so same drill here. Let them listen and let them tell you what it is, A, B, or C. Okay, let's go to the dialogue practice now. Okay, so for dialogue practice, now we're going to say the question. So, what do you have? What do you have? Okay, they can see there's a picture here of hair. Okay, they can see there's words on the bottom. Okay, they can look here and see this picture here of him. Okay, I have, and you can say all the options. I have short hair. I have long hair. I have small hair. I have big hair, for example. Okay, and then have them raise their hand to tell you what the correct answer is. Then you can show them. Okay, it should be I have short hair. Okay, and for the next one, if you want, you can play this as a game where you let them come to the board and write the correct answer. So you say, what do you have? And they have to decide I have, and then write the correct answer. Okay, you could just do it with their partner. Tell them to ask their partner, look at the board, and they have to say this is the correct answer. Okay. There's many ways you could do this in your class. Every teacher has a different style, and that's why I keep saying that we've designed these PowerPoints so that they'll work in your class, but how you actually execute the class and how you do it in your class is going to be based on your own style. Okay, if you try to do everything exactly as I'm saying in any of my walkthroughs, maybe it'll work just fine, but you might feel a little bit uncomfortable because it doesn't fit with your personality for some reason, or another way might feel more natural for you. So figure out what works for you. Go into your class, try different stuff, experiment with different ways of playing these games, and see what works. Okay, see what works. And you might even find that it might work really well with one group of students and then not really well with another group of students. So you need to adjust. And the more you do this, the better you'll get. Okay, we're just trying to show you a variety of different ways of doing these classes so you can learn as much as you can, either by watching this walkthrough and getting ideas about how to design your own lessons, or if you want to purchase this PowerPoint, how are you actually going to use it in your class? Okay, the next game is called Kaboom. Okay, so we're going to need popsicle sticks and something to put them in, a bag or a Pringles container. Okay, and this slide is for you. Okay, so you're going to need, you'll see here, it says for teachers, so your students don't need to see this. You're going to need 5 green popsicle sticks, 10 yellow popsicle sticks, 10 blue popsicle sticks, and 2 or 3 red popsicle sticks. Okay, and the green one is +1, the orange or yellow or whatever color that is +2, the blue one's +3. We have yellow here. It's on my computer. It looks yellow, but it's, yeah, never mind. And then 2 or 3 red popsicle sticks. Put them in. You can just put like a number. You don't have to actually paint the popsicle stick. You can just put like different color on it, like so they can see. Or you can buy popsicle sticks. They sell those on Taobao or on Amazon, or at different stores. You can buy popsicle sticks of different colors. If you can't find the exact colors we have here, you can change this to other colors based on the colors that you have. Okay, you're gonna put these inside the bag or box or container. Okay, you'll bring a student up. Well, you can show them the example first. Okay, so here's how it works. So this student pulls a blue popsicle stick, which means they need to say 3 sentences. Okay, so for example, I have big eyes, I have short hair, I have a small nose, for example. Okay, and then they get points. Okay, so you can actually write this on the board. What I would do in my class is I would on the board put green +1, yellow +2, blue +3. Okay, and they need to then say 3 sentences. For the green one, they need to say 1 sentence. Okay, for the yellow one, they need to say 2 sentences. For the blue one, they need to say 3 sentences. You can, in front of the class, show them examples. Like pull a green one out and then say, I have short hair. Okay, then pull a yellow one out. I have short hair. I have big eyes. And then pull a blue one out. I have long hair, whatever. You get the point. Say 3 sentences, 2 sentences, or 1 sentence. And they pull a red one out. oh no, they lose 3 points, you can erase 3 points from your, in my class I have teacher Matt's points and then all the different teams' points. You can show them, okay? You could bring a student up as an example to show the class how to do it, okay? And then, you can play with the class. Now you can even leave this, you could show this in the class if you want. It might be, they're not going to be able to read maybe a lot of this. Some of the students might be able to read it depending on their level. You can show this slide, but you can even delete these things so they can't see them. All they can see is 1 sentence plus 1, 2 sentences plus 2, for example, so they know what they're doing. Or like I said, just write the stuff on the blackboard really quickly. Green plus 1, 1 sentence. Yellow plus 2, 2 sentences, okay? For example, okay? And then play a few rounds, let the class have some fun with it. The Kaboom game is always a big hit. No one wants those red popsicle sticks. They'll be very nervous about finding them, but it's all in good fun. You might have, some students, you might find with a few different groups that you might get some criers. So if you want to remove and not use the red popsicle stick, if you know that, this group has some students that it's not going to work, you can remove it and just have them, everyone gets points, but it's either 1 point, 2 points, or 3 points instead of losing points, okay? You'll have to figure that out for yourself, but yeah. Okay, and then we have the last game here, Find Mickey. Okay, so the way this game works is you'll tell them that Mickey is lost, okay? Let's find him. So if you find Mickey's friends, you can get 3 points. If you find Mickey, you get 5 points. And if you find Mr. Monster, you lose points. You lose 5 points, okay? The first time you play a game like this, they might not fully understand, okay, what's exactly happening. That's totally fine. Just tell them, and then as they play the game for the second time or the third time, you can say everything again, and they'll get more listening practice, and they'll know how to play this game. They'll remember, okay? And by hearing you explain it again, they'll learn a lot of extra English, okay? So the first time, if you think they don't understand what I'm saying, that's totally fine. They'll see once you start playing how it's played, and then in the future when you play again, explain all the rules again, say all the rules again. I do this for every game. I explain the rules even though they know the rules the second, third, fourth, fifth time we play. It's really great for their listening, okay? So keep that in mind when you're teaching these classes. The first time you'll say the rules, it might go straight over their head. They don't know what you're saying. Okay, some of the students will understand, but the majority may not understand you. But after they know the rules, they understand the game, you can then continuously say the rules to them, okay? And that will really help their listening. Okay, so for this, I would write the dialogue on the board. What do you have? You can use the flashcards. If you purchase this lesson, we're going to send you flashcards as well. So you can use the flashcards or write the words on the board. Okay, so what do you have? So you can write what do you have? I have and then have big, small, long, shorts, and then the words. Okay, they're ready. Okay, and then you can ask one of the students to come up. Okay, you ask them, they tell you their answer. So I have short hair. Good job. You can even make them say 3 sentences. You just had them say 3 sentences before in the previous game. So you can have them say, like, what do you have? I have long hair. I have big eyes. I have a big nose. Okay. I have big ears. I have short hair. I have a big mouth. Whatever. Okay. Then you go to this slide and then they choose one of the body parts. Let's say they say head. Okay. You click on head. Okay. Oh, there's nothing there. 0 points. All right. Go sit down. Next student comes up. What do you have? Tell me 3 sentences. Okay. You can even use the popsicle sticks from the last part of the lesson if you want. So they pull a popsicle stick, but this time it's just to determine how many sentences they have to say. Just an idea. You don't have to do it. You could just have them say 1 sentence. That's totally fine. Or you can just tell them it's 3 sentences for everyone. Everyone has to say 3 sentences in order to complete the task. And then you can tell them to choose one of the things. What I would do is actually, if you want them to say 3 sentences, you can have to actually say, write 3 sentences. And after they say each sentence, put a check. Next sentence, put a check. Next sentence, put a check. Or stand there. They say the first sentence. You're like, you start like this. Then they say the first one, second one, third one, or first one, second one, third one, whatever. Just so it's visual, they can see that they need to say 3 sentences. Then they choose one of the body parts, okay? That's 3 points, okay? That student sits down, next student comes up, tell you 3 sentences, choose one of them, okay? That's 3 points. Next student comes up, same drill, 3 points, okay? Then go to the next slide. Continuously play, allowing them to choose, okay? Giving them points, okay? And eventually there'll be excitement when you find Mickey, and that student will get 5 points, okay? It's a really simple game. It's essentially a click away game, right? But they're looking for Mickey this time, okay? So they can just have more fun, okay? And they can learn the word Mickey, okay? They can learn the word friends. They can learn the word monster if they find the monster, okay? It's really fun. It's really effective. I think it's quite simple, okay? I don't think I need to explain it in any more extreme detail than that. And yeah, that is the end of My Body Part 2. I really hope you enjoyed that. I just want to say really quickly, if you do decide that you want to purchase these PowerPoints, they are totally editable. You can change them however you like, okay? You can do whatever you want to them. You can take this game and put it in a different PowerPoint. You can adjust the game. You can change the words. You can change the pictures. You can do anything to them. It's just a PowerPoint. You can do whatever you like to them, okay? And as I said just before, we're designing these PowerPoints so that we've brought you 95 or 99% of the way there. Okay, the last 5% or the last 1% is your input. How do you want to change this lesson, this PowerPoint, to make it your own? How are you going to play in class? How are you going to utilize this resource? That's totally up to you. Don't think that everything I'm saying is gospel and that you need to teach exactly as I'm saying or as I'm suggesting. Okay, that's not right. Okay, you can do whatever you want. It's totally up to you. When you buy this PowerPoint from us, it's yours. You can do what you want to it, okay? You can make it your own. You can change, you can adjust it, you can adapt it, however you like, okay? All right, I really hope you enjoyed those 2 lessons. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. If you'd like to purchase those lessons, don't forget to go to my store, my Teachers Pay Teachers store, or my Taobao store. You can check the links in the video description below. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye.